the content section of Ssp5105 port 1 and pres 1. Some things to consider when planning this section. Fundamentally, this section is about identifying what resources are needed to deliver not just the initial product but the ongoing management of your new product or service idea. So a couple of key sections I want you to think about under this title. First of all, I want you to consider what your key activities are. So in terms of delivering the overall service idea or new product, what will you need to do in terms of production of the tangible product or the service? What type of resources will you need? Are you using a manufacturing base? Are you using a fixed venue? And think about the nature of, is it a product or a service? So a number of projects are focusing on apps. Consider what type of processes you need and key activities you'll need to do, from design, maintenance, through to how you're going to sell the new app. What type of platform? How does that work? And consider all the other decisions that you've made in the other areas, who your customers are, what type of relationships you want with them, in terms of, is there a high level of support? How are they going to access you? So I want you to think about what you have to do to deliver this service or product. And in doing so, you need to think about specifically the key resources that you're going to need to deliver this. We've broadly put them under physical resources, any intellectual resources in terms of intellectual property or specific skills that you might need, which links then to the human resources, not just in terms of numbers, but what type of human resource capital do you need? Do you need coaches? Do you need managers? Do you need app designers? And then you need to think about the financial resources in terms of how that's going to link into the cash section. When you're making those decisions, I also want you to consider what type of partners you're going to need to deliver this new idea based on all the decisions that you've made up to this point, and what resources you're going to need to take from those partners. So you're bringing them in because, so for example, the app-based companies, you need a platform to sell your app. There are two main platforms through Android and iOS, and you're going to have to build a superficial relationship and have an account through those partners. For others, it might be that you're focusing on a specific new sport, and do you need to build a relationship with the national governing body and ensure that they understand what you're doing? How does that fit? Can they provide you training or equipment or advice? So I'd like you to think about what partners and organisations you're going to need to deliver this based on the resources that you require and how and when it's going to be delivered. That list of key partners will range from funding partners to information through to what partners you might need to actually deliver on some of the activities that you've said you need. So for example, even a till point will need a specific company that might have specific software that you require to deliver. So I want you to think about the entire customer journey, from arrival through to payment, through to actively involved with your product, service or idea, whether that be an app or whether it be a physical attendance at a venue. Think about what's needed, and then right the way through until the customer would leave. So think about the customer journey, think about all the aspects that are needed to deliver that, what partners. I also want you to think about the fact that at this stage we're in the early stages of the product life cycle, so your partners may also include any initial funders, whether it be grant, bank, or venture capitalists or even crowdsourcing. But even to access some of those, you will need specific partners and specific resources that you might not own. So I'd like you to consider that and present some of the critical resources and critical partners that you need to deliver this in the first instance.